Japan's past and future. Amazing trip discovering the world. Imagine a land where time flows in both directions, where the footsteps of monks echo beneath ancient temple roofs, and just around the corner, robots serve coffee with flawless precision. A place where old and new don't collide. They harmonize. Welcome to Japan. If you love discovering destinations where ancient wisdom and cutting-edge innovation live side by side, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Discovering the World, and let's explore the beauty, mystery, and surprises of one of the most fascinating countries on Earth. Legend says Japan was formed by divine hands, the gods Izanagi and Izanami stirring the sea with a heavenly spear, creating the archipelago. But archaeological discoveries tell another part of the story. The Jomon people, dating back over 14,000 years, were among the earliest to develop pottery. Not crude or functional, but complex, artistic, spiritual. A culture that, for millennia, lived in deep communion with nature. Then came the Yayoi era. Around 300 BC, rice farming spread across the islands. Iron tools replaced stone, and social structures emerged. It was also when early forms of governance and cultural identity took shape, and with them, the roots of what would become a nation unlike any other. One of the most fascinating curiosities from Japan's early history are the kofun, massive keyhole-shaped burial mounds, some stretching over 400 meters in length. These are the tombs of emperors and aristocrats, constructed without modern machines, using pure coordination and manpower. Japan's imperial line, which claims descent from the sun goddess Amaterasu, is still active today, the oldest continuous monarchy on Earth. As Buddhism, Chinese script, and Confucian philosophy entered Japan through Korea and China, the country adapted everything in its own quiet way. The result was a unique blend of spiritual depth and cultural refinement. During the Heian period, poetry, court rituals, and visual arts flourished. The Tale of Genji, written by Murasaki Shikibu, became the first full-length novel in world history. Not a war epic, but a subtle, introspective work on love and impermanence. Beyond the silk robes of the Kyoto court, however, a different force was rising. The samurai. Warriors of body and mind, guided by Bushido, the way of the warrior. A code of honor where loyalty and sacrifice held more weight than life itself. Throughout the medieval period, Japan fractured into feudal domains. Civil wars raged. But out of this chaos emerged legendary unifiers: Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu. The Tokugawa shogunate brought peace and isolation. For over 2 centuries, Japan remained closed to most of the world, preserving its traditions, language, and culture, while Europe surged ahead industrially. But within that stillness, Japan evolved in its own rhythm. The Edo period saw the rise of kabuki theater, ukiyo-e prints, haiku poetry, and a merchant class that would later become the seed of modern capitalism. Among Japan's past discoveries that astonish historians are ancient iron swords, like the Inariyama sword, inscribed with one of the earliest forms of Japanese writing. Others include early astronomical observations, such as the Kokinshu calendar references, showcasing a culture obsessed with seasonality, cycles, and harmony with nature. Then, in 1853, the world arrived knocking, literally. Commodore Perry's black ships forced Japan to open its ports. The Meiji Restoration followed. Within decades, Japan built railways, adopted Western science, industrialized, and abolished the samurai class. Curiously, Japan's rapid modernization didn't erase the past. It adapted it. Even today, you can see Tokyo businessmen bowing in reverence at shrines before meetings, or high-tech factories where Shinto rituals are performed to bless the machinery. By the early 20th century, Japan became a global power. But ambition led to aggression. Wars across Asia and ultimately World War II. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki ended the conflict, but scarred generations. Yet, post-war Japan didn't just recover, it reinvented itself. From destruction came innovation. Japan gave the world Sony, Nintendo, Toyota, Miyazaki, anime, and a cultural wave that reached every continent. Today, Japan is a contradiction in perfect balance. You can stay at a ryokan in the mountains, surrounded by nothing but wind and pine. Or can stay at a ryokan in the mountains, surrounded by nothing but wind and pine. Then take a Shinkansen at 320 kilometers per hour to the neon metropolis of Shibuya. You can sip matcha tea under cherry blossoms. Then enter a robot cafe where AI takes your order in flawless Japanese. If you love discovering destinations where ancient wisdom and cutting-edge innovation live side by side, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Discovering the World, and let's explore the beauty, mystery, and surprises of one of the most fascinating countries on Earth. Japan's currency, the yen, YS, is one of the most traded in the world. Known for its stability and reflection of Japan's economic precision, a single yen coin weighs only 1 gram, and yet it carries centuries of value, trust, and resilience. And speaking of the future, nothing captures it more vividly than the IRX, International Robot Exhibition in Tokyo. Here, you can witness humanoid robots painting, dancing, and performing delicate tasks. AI assistants guide visitors through interactive displays. It's a surreal experience, like walking into a sci-fi film where tradition still watches from the shadows. Modern discoveries in Japan continue to surprise the world. From superconducting materials to quantum computing prototypes, and even robotic nursing assistants in elder care homes. At the same time, archaeologists still unearth ancient scrolls, samurai armor, and bronze mirrors from forgotten shrines. Culturally, Japan is a powerhouse of preservation. There are still swordsmiths who forge katana by hand, taking weeks for a single blade. There are farmers who harvest rice only by moonlight, following traditions passed down for 800 years. And perhaps that's the real essence of Japan, a place where the past is not forgotten and the future isn't rushed. They walk together. If you've reached this far, thank you for traveling with us through centuries of culture, conflict, art, and awe. Don't forget to subscribe to Discovering the World, where every week we take you to places that go beyond the map, into the heart of human experience. And now you know, to discover Japan is to discover time itself.